Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. Okay, so I'm using the colours of my dog Bertie. Now, some of you may know that I lost my dog Bertie a few weeks ago. It's been a very sad time, but I'm trying to express my grief and my emotions with my artwork. So today I really wanted to do a piece dedicated to him, and by doing that I'm using the colours of him and his coat. So I'm using a silver base and I'm adding in some Van Dyke brown, some raw sienna, some gold, and obviously the silver. And I'm going to do a starburst, but I'm also going to do a rainbow paw print in the middle. So I really can't wait for you to see this. I'm just layering my base now, and then we'll start the process. I'm going to put my embroidery hoop directly in the middle of the canvas. So that's going to be my guide when I layer my paints around that circle. I'm going to layer 3 colours around the outer edge of that circle and swipe out. So I'm going to take each colour one by one and in turn, and I'm just going to layer these now on the outer edge. I'm going to start with the Van Dyke brown, and I'm just going to slowly pour the colour on top of the silver base and around the circle. And then I'm going to take each colour in turn and complete that circle on the outer edge. And the next colour I'm going for is the gold. This is Iridescent Gold by PAW. And again, I'm just slowly pouring out the paint on the outer edge of the circle. And then I'll take my raw sienna and complete the circle by pouring around the outer edge. I'm not sure if you're anything like me, but when I'm trying to express my emotions, or if I'm having a good day, a bad day, or even a sad day, especially a sad day since losing Bertie, I always take to my studio and paint. And I often see how my emotions, my thoughts and my feelings are expressed through my artwork. And yeah, that's what I'd encourage you to do as well. I know that I'm going through some grief, and we all express grief in different ways. There's no right or wrong answer for this. But for me, I enjoy painting. And I'm just mixing some of those colours now within the other areas. So I'm putting some of the gold and the sienna on top of the Van Dyke brown, and then some of the brown on top of the gold, and so on. That's just to ensure when I swipe out, there's a continuation of that colour and it can infuse as it goes around that circle. So the silver that I've used for the base is by Amsterdam, but I'm adding another silver on top, and this is by PAW. This is an iridescent silver, because I really want that silver to shimmer and shine through. Bertie's coat was a very silvery grey colour, so I really wanted to add that extra colour for the contrast and to allow that colour to pop through when I swipe all around the circle. Okay, so it's time for the fun to begin, time for the swiping, and as you already know, if you've followed me for a while and you've seen me do these creations, I just use some folded up toilet paper. It's dry, so I don't dampen the paper first. And I literally place the paper on top of the paint, allow the paint to connect with the paper, and slowly drag that paper across the canvas. I allow it to glide across. For the purposes of this video, I have sped this part of the process up because I don't want you to get bored, and I want you to see how this transforms as I move around the circle. So remember, when you're using the toilet paper, allow it to connect with the paint that you've already laid around the circle, and then slowly drag that piece of paper in the direction that you want your swipe. Don't apply too much pressure, just allow the paper and the paint to connect. So for those of you that don't know, I'm very much into my mindfulness, being in the moment, being in the present moment, and enjoying the process step by step rather than just worrying about the end result. At the end of last year, I wrote and produced my own online course. It's about mindfulness and mental well-being, and it's about injecting art and creativity exercises into mindfulness practice. So using art and creativity to allow yourself some time out of your busy schedule, to allow yourself to pause, step back, and really enjoy being in the moment. I've designed it for anybody. And it's a way to use art and creativity exercises for mindfulness practice. And there's a whole range of exercises within the course, guided and non-guided. And it's not just about fluid art either. There's a few fluid art exercises, but I've tried to incorporate a whole range of exercises to cater for everybody's interests and tastes. So if you'd like some more information on that online course, then check out the description box below. I'll add a link just so you can get some more information. Or if there's any questions you've got, do not hesitate to reach out to me and ask them. I'd be more than happy to answer them. So what I'm doing now is I've reduced the size of my toilet paper in width, and I'm going around the whole design, and I'm doing that for a number of reasons. I'm bringing the colours and the piece together so there's not such wide gaps in the negative space, but that is personal choice, you don't have to do that. But I also do this to allow me to create some depth to the piece. There's all different sized lines around this circle creating this starburst. So by reducing the width, I'm able to really control the depth of this piece. I'm just adding some of the colour now into the centre circle, and I'm just going to swipe in a circular motion around that centre, just to add some blending of those colours. I'm now going to remove the embroidery hoop, and I'd suggest you do this really slowly because you've got the paint and the hoop connected. So if you lift it up too quickly, it will basically pop, the air bubble will pop and probably ruin some of your design. So just do that really slowly. And I'm going to take my torch now and just pop any of the air bubbles that have been created. I usually mix my paints up on the same day that I do a design, so there's always air bubbles, and this is one way that you can get rid of them. I'm going to take you in now for a closer look of this wet version. I'm going to allow it to dry, and then I'm going to get a template and embellish the middle of this design with my rainbow paw. Let me just take you in now for some of that look, some of that closer look, and you can see by using those different width papers, you can really infuse those colours together and create depth as you swipe all the way around this piece. I really love some of these details, and I absolutely love how some of those colours have infused together. So now I'm going to create the rainbow paw in the middle, and I'm using a stencil to do this. I've already taped it to the canvas, and then each of those colours are mixed with a gel medium. That's going to allow me to add some texture. It's going to be a little bit raised up from the paint that's already added to the canvas, and it's going to be the main focal point of this piece. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take one colour at a time. I'm going to add it to the stencil. As you can see, I'm just adding little bits here and there. It's going to be very random. I just want to create a rainbow paw print in the middle of this piece to signify the loss of my dog Bertie. And if you decide to do anything like this, please tag me in your posts. I would really love to see them. And it doesn't have to be a paw print. It can be any kind of stencil or mandala or anything that you want to do in the middle of your piece. This is a very personal piece to me, and that's why I've chosen the colour palettes. So I'm now going to remove the stencil slowly by peeling back the tape and lifting the stencil in one direction. By doing it in one direction, we'll minimise any smudging. I'm going to remove the stencil and then I'm going to take you in for a close-up so you can see how this piece has come together. I'm so happy with how these two pieces have come together to create a really special piece. I'm so proud of this. And if you do something similar, let me know what you're up to. I'd love to hear what you're doing whilst you're painting. And listen, I just want to say a big thank you to each and every one of you for your support and all of your kind messages since I told you I've lost Bertie. It's been really overwhelming and I feel very loved and supported, so thank you so much. So I'm going to leave you now with some close-ups of all the details of the swipe and the embellishment in the middle. And I want to thank you for being here, and I really hope I get to see you again in the next video. I hope your week goes well. Take care, everyone. See you soon. Bye.